Top 10 horror series to watch right now. What kind of strange, complex creatures are we that we literally enjoy terrorizing ourselves? Weirdos. If you must self-terrify, a great way to do that is to watch a horror TV series. Hey guys, welcome to our entertainment channel Netflix Tops, where we tell you about the top-rated movies and series on Netflix. So, subscribe to our channel for more amazing videos. Now grab your popcorn and stay with us until the end of this video, because today's video is going to list down the top 10 horror series to watch right now. So, let's get started. Number 10. Midnight Mass. Writer-director Mike Flanagan has become a horror legend over the last decade, delivering noteworthy original films like Oculus and Hush, and scary cinematic and episodic adaptations of Stephen King's Gerald's Game, Shirley Jackson's The Haunting of Hill House, and Henry James's The Haunting of Bly Manor. Midnight Mass is Flanagan's first all-original Netflix horror miniseries, and for all intents and purposes, it's arguably the auteur's best work to date. The story follows the residents of the seaside community of Crockett Island, a nearly deserted island township that becomes a boiling pot of evangelistic terrors when a youthful priest begins performing miracles. But as wounds are healed and old age reversed, it becomes clear that there's something dark and mysterious operating behind the scenes. Midnight Mass effectively grapples with themes of life and death, religious zealotry, and redemption, set against an eerily atmospheric backdrop of wind, waves, and otherworldly wallows. Number 9. Black Summer. A spin-off of the SyFy series Z Nation, Black Summer follows Rose, Jaime King, a mother displaced from her one and only daughter in the wake of the zombie apocalypse. Joining the ranks of the group of survivors, the nomadic few set out on a horrifying pilgrimage across the country in hopes of building salvation amongst the undead ruins. Relying less on narrative and character development and more on outright jump scares, gore, and plenty of thrilling sequences, Black Summer is essentially viewing for genre aficionados who may want to break from more thematically rich horror programs in favor of a zombified odyssey that gnaws and bites before it asks us to ponder and philosophize over the state of the decaying world on screen. Number 8. Squid Game. A surprise hit for Netflix, becoming the streaming service's biggest show to date. This South Korean survival drama isn't a horror series, but it's horrifying enough to qualify as a worthwhile binge for Halloween. With a similar premise to Battle Royale and Alice in Borderland, players compete in sinister versions of childhood games to the literal death for the chance to take home the final prize of close to $40 billion. A commentary on economic inequality, and 456 players choose to partake of their own free will because the alternative is to deal with the realities of life, where they are drowning in debt with nowhere to turn. It's thoroughly disturbing, heart-wrenching, and will keep you wincing at the edge of your seat the whole way through. The series is offered with English dubbing, as well as a closed captioning and subtitles. Number 7. Dead Set. With a lean 5-episode run, Charlie Brooker's 4-episode miniseries feels a bit more like a fleshed-out, pun intended, zombie film than a proper TV series. But Dead Set finds a perfect balance between the two mediums with a runtime that neither feels rushed nor overstays its welcome. Before Brooker earned international acclaim for Black Mirror, he proved his knack for killer concepts with Dead Set, a zombie apocalypse drama set on eviction night at the Big Brother house. That unique vantage point allows Brooker to bring a refreshing spin on the zombie apocalypse, not unlike George Romero's concept-heavy approach to consistently reinventing the genre. While Brooker's thematic sensibilities are firmly rooted in character-driven action of classic zombie cinema, he and director Jan Demange, 71, gleefully exploit the Big Brother angle for every clever set piece it's worth. Led by excellent performances from Jamie Winstone and early career Riz Ahmed, and featuring one of the most villainous moments of on-screen cowardice ever seen. Dead Set is a proper old-school zombie flick by way of miniseries with a touch of Brooker's knack for distinctly modern terrors. Number 6. Servant. For fans of M. Night Shyamalan, Servant is a must-watch that is delivered in the filmmaker's signature style. A young couple hires a nanny to care for their baby, but there's one issue. The baby isn't real. It's a lifelike doll. The mother, Dorothy, however, is blissfully in a seemingly psychotic state, believing it's a real child, while her husband, Sean, seems all too happy to play along, as does the mysterious young nanny. The story takes a number of twists and turns through the seasons, and with a third on the way, there's plenty more to tell. If you're looking for thought-provoking chills versus bumps in the night, this is the show to watch this Halloween. Number 5. Black Mirror. For something thoroughly thought-provoking, subversive, and downright scary, every episode of Black Mirror tells a different story about a dystopian future, whereby our reliance on technology has led to horrific consequences. While it's a social commentary as much as it is disturbing entertainment, every episode is terrifying in its own way, beyond your typical man hiding behind the door in a mask or massacres at a remote cabin. Considering Black Mirror was based on The Twilight Zone, you can expect lots of unusual, strange, and jaw-dropping moments in every episode. Number 4. You. Joe Goldberg is an unassuming killer who falls easily for women. His affection inevitably reaches a point of obsession, but he justifies his actions to himself, as viewers get to hear in his running internal monologue. If only they hadn't done this or had just done that, he wouldn't have had to resort to murder. It's a gripping show that will have you screaming at the screen, urging the next victim not to fall for his charms. The series follows a dangerously charming, intensely obsessive young man who goes to extreme measures to insert himself into the lives of those he is transfixed by. Based on the books by Caroline Kepnes, You is a psychological thriller series which follows the life of Joe Goldberg, Penn Badgley. In the first season, Joe is a bookstore manager in New York when he meets and becomes infatuated with Guinevere Beck, Elizabeth Lyle, an aspiring writer. Joe's obsession causes him to stalk Beck while committing various murders to eliminate anyone who stands in the way of their romance. Number 3. Ash vs. Evil Dead. As a sequel to the original Evil Dead movie trilogy, this comedy horror series sees Bruce Campbell reprising his role as Ash Williams, a man who has fought off hordes of evil demons over the years and saved the world multiple times over, only to go back to his old job and raunchy lifestyle with a missing hand to show for it. In the latest series, Ash tries to live a normal life, but the cursed Necronomicon that awakens demons has other plans for him and anyone unlucky enough to be around him. Canceled by Starz after 3 seasons, the series successfully channeled the over-the-top gore and irreverent comedy that made the original films cult classics. Number 2. The Haunting of Hill House. This supernatural horror drama, loosely based on the 1959 novel of the same name by Shirley Jackson, follows the lives of 5 adult siblings who continue to be haunted by paranormal experiences they had when they were younger. Alternating between 2 different timelines, you'll be at the edge of your seat throughout. The plot alternates between 2 timelines, following 5 adult siblings whose paranormal experiences at Hill House continue to haunt them in the present day, and flashbacks depicting events leading up to the eventful night in 1992, when the family fled from the mansion. Although this novel is about the potential haunting of a house, the text suggests that there is more to fear than just ghosts. Shirley Jackson awakens the idea of how terrifying loneliness truly is by causing her character, specifically Eleanor, to fear it more than the supernatural. Number 1. Lovecraft Country. A young African-American travels across the U.S. in the 1950s in search of his missing father. Lovecraft Country follows Atticus Freeman as he joins up with his friend Letitia and his uncle George to embark on a road trip across 1950s Jim Crow America in search of his missing father. This begins a struggle to survive and overcome both the racist terrors of white America and the terrifying monsters that can be ripped from a Lovecraft paperback. And this brings us to the end of the video. What are your thoughts on today's video? Share with us in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing movie reviews coming your way. And thank you for watching.